What's up, guys? You're very welcome along to our Carabao Cup semi-final preview here on Anfield Agenda. I'm sure you're aware of this, but it is a two-legged affair. First leg taking place on Wednesday, of course, at Anfield. Second leg taking place at Craven Cottage with the winner taking on the winner of Chelsea and Middlesbrough in the final. And I love this competition. I love that you can get a trophy early doors and really build confidence for the rest of the season. So I'm going to do what I always do with the previews, go through, give you my score prediction, starting 11 prediction ahead of the game. Our watch along will be right here on Anfield Agenda from 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Hope you can come and join us for that. We'll have our watch along, post match show, player ratings videos, fan live reaction video, lots of stuff to get through on the day. But today we're going to focus on who's available, who I think will make the 11 and what the score could be. So let's start off by having a look over the injury situation at Liverpool. Right now, we don't know if Virgil van Dijk is going to recover from his illness or not. I'm going to assume that he has, so he is in my team. If he doesn't, it's a very simple swap, of course. We change the centre-back for the other available centre-back. Don't want to give away who that is yet, but you get where I'm going with this. Thiago Alcantara isn't available. Obviously, Stefan Bajcetic isn't available. Joel Matip is out, of course, long-term with an ACL. We've got Costas out with a collarbone injury. We've got Andy Robertson out with a shoulder injury. So you know all of this. There's no new injury concerns that I'm aware of, other than, of course, Dominic Szoboszlai. And this should probably be the last game he misses before he's back. So with all that in mind, let's look at the score prediction. What do I think is going to happen in this two-legged affair? I have to admit, I struggled with this because part of me thinks, do you go hammer and tongs and try to win this in the first leg? Or do you play sensible, wait for your opportunities and see what Fulham do? We had a very high-scoring game against Fulham in the Premier League, and they were very active down our left side with Anthony Robinson, and I'm very interested to see how we set up against him. So, score prediction-wise, this is what I've gone with. I have said that Liverpool will win by 2-0. That's my prediction. Could be a 3-1 game, but I feel like we're going to win it by 2 goals. Which will keep it interesting for the second leg. Because, of course, Fulham will fancy trying to turn that round at Craven Cottage. And I hope we can go there and dampen the party. So now the 11. And obviously, this has been Caoimhín and Kelleher's competition. So I expect that Caoimhín and Kelleher will continue between the sticks like he did when we won it previously. So he's going to be our goalkeeper. But who's going to be the centre-backs for this one? As I said, I did guess that Virg will have recovered from his illness, but if he doesn't, we can talk about that as well. So for me, it's going to be Ibrahim Konate and Virgil van Dijk in the centre-back positions with Caoimhín Kelleher in goal. That's what I think is going to happen. That's the 11 that I think will take to the field. And I want to know if you guys agree or disagree. Do you think maybe Klopp will look to play it safe with Virg and put in Jurel Kwanzaa again? I don't, personally. I think Kwanzaa could do with a little rest after his game the other day. And if Virg is available, he's got to play. He's a captain. But it gets interesting when you look at the fullback positions, because none of us can admit we weren't pleasantly surprised or happy at the performance of Conor Bradley when he came off the bench late in the game against Arsenal in the FA Cup. So I have let that creep into my thinking, and this is what I've gone with. I'd like to see Conor Bradley at right back and Joe Gomez at left back. So your first thing you're asking to yourself is, hang on, Craig, no Trent at right back? All will become clear, my friends. Don't worry. But yeah, I think Conor Bradley could, 1, have the engine to keep up with Anthony Robinson up and down that. 2, give us the attacking threat that we like down the right-hand side. And 3, he's good defensively. So energy, attacking threat, and solid defensively, as we seen against Arsenal when he came on. I'm convinced. I'd like to see him for this one. But mainly because it allows me to do what I think we're all hoping Klopp does, right? Which is where we move into midfield. And for all the assets that Alexis McAllister has, I don't think any of us are convinced he's a 6. I think he should be utilised further forward in the system. So I wouldn't play him in the 6 for this game. I would keep him up. So what I've gone for in midfield looks a little something like this. I've gone for Trent, your boy, to actually play in the number 6 position fully, not having to concentrate on anything else, just mopping up back there, spreading passes around and trying to impact the game in a positive way. I think we're going to get to this point with Jurgen at some point, so why not give it a try at home, semi-final of the League Cup, and see if Conor Bradley can cut it at right back. Now, you could absolutely make an argument that you put McAllister in there. Klopp will probably do that, but this is what I would do. And then ahead of him, I've gone for Harvey Elliott and Ryan Gravenberch. And again, you could absolutely swap Gravenberch there for McAllister and put him in a more forward-facing position. Jurgen may indeed choose to do that. I would probably just give Gravenberch the minutes because I think he deserves them. I like Ryan Gravenberch and I like Alexis McAllister, but I like them heading towards goal, not with their back to goal. One noticeable difference in the game with McAllister in central defensive midfield against Arsenal versus Endo was that he wasn't as press resistant as Endo was. There was a couple of times where he turned over possession because he's not as comfortable playing with his back to goal. It's a very specific mindset. It's a very specific way to play. Gravenberch is a little bit more of that mindset. So if he drops back in there, let's say Trent bursts forward or something, maybe Gravenberch can drop back in. Or we could see, as I've mentioned, Curtis Jones or Alexis McAllister in there. It's difficult because we've got options in midfield, and that's a good thing. So as I said, my midfield will be Trent in the number 6, Harvey Elliott and Ryan Gravenberch. That would be the 3 that I'd start the game with, having Alexis to come off the bench if needs be. And now, though, it's time for the sexy part of the pitch. Who scores the goals? What way are we going to line up? Well, I hope that we got a hint yesterday in the second half against Arsenal, because Klopp did make a switch and he did take Darwin from central, push him out to the left, and he did move Diaz across to the right. And I've been calling for that for a while. I very much like that. So I don't think it's going to be a surprise when we get to the wide areas when you see what I've done. Lucho on the right hand side and Darwin Núñez on the left hand side. I'm not giving up on Darwin yet. I do think he's more impactful in a wide area, although I also think Cody Gakpo is more impactful in a wide area. So Darwin Núñez for me should start the game on the left. I feel like he'll score as well. I'm calling it now. And Lucho on the right, it just gives us another option. It gives us the ability to go around the outside as well as cut inside and maybe try and some intricate playing around the edge of the box. But sometimes you just want a winger to get the ball and run and frighten defences. And I felt like when we had that option against Arsenal, the game changed in our favour. Along with some other tweaks Jurgen made, which I've been very complimentary of, because I think Jurgen won us that game with those tweaks. But this is what I'd like to see against Fulham, because Mo's away for the minute. Somebody has to play on the right. Elliott could do it, but could he do it as well as Diaz? Not really, which is why I put Elliott back into midfield. So that's my wide positions. Lucho on the right and Darwin Núñez on the left. And the only question left to be answered is, who goes through the centre? Is it Cody Gakpo? Is it Diogo Jota? Well, it is of course Diogo Jota. It has to be. The man is an assassin. He's our most natural goal scorer that we have available to us right now. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is my predicted 11 to take on Fulham at the semi-final of the League Cup. It is Caoimhín Kelleher in goal, Conor Bradley at right back, Joe Gomez at left back, Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate in the centre back positions, with Trent finally taking up that role in DM, with Harvey Elliott and Ryan Gravenberch ahead of him, and then up top, Darwin on the left, Diogo Jota through the centre, and Lucho on the right. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree with my team selection? Do you disagree with it? And don't forget, on Wednesday, 7 p.m, the watch along starts right here. Until then, we'll be live every night at 8:30 as well for the late night agenda. Looking forward to reading your comments. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.